Thank you, Chair. Foreign Secretary, my questions are on sanctions. I'm going to focus the first two on the situation in Gaza. You've been clear, including in the Chamber yesterday, that you won't be drawn on sanctions that are under considerations. I've previously written to you about the use of Magnitsky sanctions. So I want to ask you about the way that decisions are made rather than forthcoming decisions. What's prompted your department's review of the sanctions policy, and will the review consider sanctions designations as well as implementation?
I think we've been pretty good on the designations. They do take a lot of work from forensically on the individuals or organisations that are under consideration. A lot of work legally to make sure that we're on the right side of the law and the sanctions that we put in place are fair and not subject to legal challenge. They engage usually more than one government department to put that work together. Sometimes they involve agencies like the NCA and others. But the designation process itself, I'm pretty comfortable with, notwithstanding that all governments do not have endless resources, and this is a lot of resource, certainly for the FCDO particularly. But in my period, you've seen a record number of sanctions, particularly on Russia and Putin and the system there, but also in relation to settler violence and some of my concerns about expansion particularly. The review specifically is about enforcing those sanctions, given the question that the Chair raised with me right at the very beginning. We don't talk about designations because that would undermine the effect of the sanctions. If we did talk about them, by definition, people would move things around, disappear. It would make it harder to do the job. So that's why we don't talk about designations as the government. But of course, I recognise that both in Parliament, probably around this committee, people will have views and express those views, and you're free to do that. And we are listening.
Thank you.